welcome to Alongside Lauren. I'm Lauren and I'm so glad that we get to spend a little bit of time together on this Sunday afternoon getting prepared for the first 5-day week that I have worked in quite some time, thank you to the absolute plethora of public holidays that we've had in southeast Queensland during the month of April. And although I probably should be eating a lot more salad and a lot more soup to attempt to overcorrect from some of the indulgence that I have been partaking in, instead I'm just going to do pasta bake and it's going to be amazing. But it's also giving me a great opportunity to work through a few bits and pieces that have been languishing in my fridge, freezer and pantry. And I have already got a few of the elements prepared. I have got the pasta cooked and ready. I've got a bit of a sort of turkey bolognese bit, very technical, that I am going to add in there as well. And I have defrosted some spinach, which we are going to use for the spinach and ricotta portion of today's dish. But I actually prepared the ricotta myself on Friday using some milk that was getting towards the end of its useful life, shall we say. And after two litres worth of milk created this much ricotta. So if you are, ever thinking that you should be getting a lot more ricotta for the money that you spend, yeah, it's a pretty good deal. But this ricotta was perfect because it used up milk that I needed to use up. So I'm going to add the ricotta into this pot that I've got here. I'm basing this loosely off a recipe from Recipe Tin Eats, but with a reasonable amount of my fairly standard amendments to it. I've also got some spinach that I have defrosted. So this spinach was from a couple of bags of spinach. I'm just getting rid of some of that liquid so that the spinach and ricotta is creamy rather than unnecessarily liquidy. That's okay, we can add it to the bolognese. And they hadn't quite lasted the distance, so they were still edible, but just a little bit sad to try and use for a salad. So I'll put the fairly large, well, it seemed like a large amount of spinach, but as spinach is wont to do, once it's all sort of cooked down and defrosted, it looks as though there's barely any in there at all. So that would have been about 500 grams worth of spinach, and it looks like there's 2 cats and a dog worth of spinach. It is still unseasonably warm here, hence the fairly non-autumnal dress. So this ricotta that I've made, although delicious, is not a particularly creamy ricotta. It's probably a little bit more crumbly, but that's all right. Takes all sorts, including crumbly ricotta. And we'll add in just a little bit of garlic, because garlic, well, when it comes to savoury things, it makes most things taste better. I can't say I'd want a slightly garlicky flavoured lemon meringue pie. I mean, never say never, but I'm pretty sure no. Alright, so we've got that relatively well incorporated, and we'll add in our fave veggie stock concentrate. It's a very green one, which is quite fitting for the ricotta and spinach portion. Give it a good mix around, just to really boost that saltiness and veggie goodness. And I've also got some extra cheese that was lovingly grated. Oh wow, some extra cheese, thank you darling. Lovingly grated by my husband and sous chef. Okay, I don't think I'll use all of it.
Oh, come on. Use it all. I won't mind.
I know you won't.
Hi there.
Husband and sous chef.
Heath, husband and sous chef, yes. Oh yeah, that's looking good. That's looking nice and cheesy. And that's what I'm talking about. Love a bit of cheesiness.
Excellent.
So,
Well, we're
yes.
just going to really amp up the cheesy now because we had the opportunity to pop into Costco yesterday. How did this open?
There is a side
Ah,
there.
there we go. I still didn't use it, and we picked up some burrata that was on sale.
Ooh, yeah. Look at that.
So I'm gonna,
It's like a cheese egg.
yeah, break up that beautiful burrata.
So I don't think I'd ever experienced burrata until recently. Tell us about like what
if
it
you
is and
imagine,
what the
like,
texture's like.
Mozzarella cheese, but with like a cream cheese middle. So it's kind of got that mozzarella cheese outer, so you've got that kind of almost chewiness that you get with mozzarella, and then with just a cream cheese middle, and it is amazing. And then just to try and make that a little bit creamier, I've got some of the water that the pasta was cooked in. Now the water is a rather alarming colour, but that is because I had cooked some stock from scratch to make a risotto on Friday, and I still had some of the liquid stock left. Add a little bit more. And so this is a bit of a tip to add creaminess and that sort of starch to your pasta sauce, is to add in a little bit of water that the pasta has cooked in.
So what have you already done to prepare for this?
Well, I cooked the turkey sort of layer. I cooked the pasta, and I had defrosted the spinach. I was going to add some cauliflower in as well, but for once in my life, I have realised that it is not going to fit in the container that it's going to cook in. So and that will be finished roasting fairly shortly. So I will just put that in a container and we'll eat that separately. Now this pasta is not an alarming brown colour because of the stock that it was cooked in, but it uses a higher protein flour from a grain called teff. And so it's basically just a higher protein pasta.
It's a very sort of wholemeal.
Yeah, I quite
pasta,
like,
yeah?
it's got quite a sort of nice nutty nubbiness to it. Just get that all really nice. Whoop. It's still good. Mix around.
So while you're stirring that, how about you tell people about what we got up to last weekend?
Oh, we went to one of my favourite places in the world. We went to Stanthorpe, which was just wonderful for Easter, and we had a really full weekend of doing marvellous things like eating and hiking and wine tasting, and we went for a bike ride from Ballindine down to from Stanthorpe to Ballindine and back on our e-bikes. But our e-bike batteries didn't quite make it the whole way. So the last few Ks were an excellent challenge, weren't they?
They were indeed, yes.
So this is the cauliflower that I had roasted that I was going to add in. So when I'd realised that it wasn't going to fit, I just added in a bit of... I'm not proud of this.
I love
sprayed
the
it with a
scorched
bit of-
tops.
Yeah, me too. I sprayed it with a bit of spray oil and added some chicken salt.
Oh yeah, just to flavour it up a bit.
Just to flavour it up a little
Yeah.
bit.
Nice.
So rather than just having like a straight sort of spinachy side salad, we'll just have some of the kale to go. Sorry, the cauliflower with a bit of kale and some Greek dressing, and that will be a really nice side salad. So this is, a decent sized pasta bake, but it is going to serve us for 4 dinners, so it's 8 servings. And that would be about 500 grams, I think, worth of pasta for the 8 servings, which again, it's not an excessive amount, but it will be really satisfying. And I think, for us, the secret to having, a good week and some food which is, nourishing and is going to do us good as well, but you don't want it to be something that's not going to be delicious, particularly if you're eating it for the whole week. And if you're just feeling virtuous and not looking forward to it, then you just end up filling up on rubbish afterwards. So the burrata I bought at Costco yesterday because it was on, who knew, it was on clearance. It's not something we normally would have bought, but we had it with a really lovely roasted vegetable and bacon salad and some fresh sourdough. Oh boy.
That is looking pretty hefty.
Oh,
That's the beauty of doing things live.
What, where your husband can refer to something that you cooked as being hefty?
Wasn't referring to any people.
Okay.
Referring to the delicious food. No, that looks magnificent, hun. I'm very much looking forward to that.
Well, there is still quite a bit to go in there, so I'm wondering if I should do it in 2.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
What else needs to go in?
Well, we've got... Oh, actually, maybe it won't be too bad. You can kind of just sort of fill the crevices.
Like the sauces will probably fill up the gaps.
Yeah, and then they'll just be the topping. You're right.
It looks pretty amazing so far. Nice and vibrant.
Yeah.
The spinach is nice and green. Nice and bright.
Just trying to make it relatively well distributed.
Mm.
And then I don't want to miss out on any of that.
No.
All right. So, just so that it's got a little bit of time for the flavours to amalgamate, I will pop the turkey portion of tonight's proceedings.
The turkey portion.
Oh, that was rather silly. So it's not like a proper bolognese. It's just turkey mince with a chopped up onion, or a couple of chopped up onions because they were fairly small onions, and a bit of wine, some veggie stock concentrate, carrot, and a capsicum.
Fantastic.
And I'd also just added in the liquid from the defrosted spinach as well. Just because I couldn't let that go to waste.
Yeah,
So I guess it's kind of like a really lazy lasagna.
It is so warm today that I think
Oh, that would be amazing.
bit of water might be the
Would you be able to,
ticket. Would you like regular tap
if you
water?
could do some
Sparkling.
sparkling, that would be really good.
I can do that. Yeah.
Can you imagine if I had attempted to do this with the cauliflower in here still? Oh my word. Okay. Alright. Now, to go on top, we've just got a jar of passata that I've taken a little bit out. We've got a couple of garlic cloves.
It's an interesting tactic that you've got there, putting the garlic cloves straight in there.
We've got
some Italian herbs. Lovely. So you're just going to shake this up? Nice. And then, ooh, you need to be careful with these ones.
a pinch of the red pepper.
They are very spicy, those guys.
I don't know if we haven't had the Costco one yet, so
Oh, are we onto a fresh?
it's a fresh one, so I don't think it's quite.
It may be. Maybe. We'll see.
A little bit of veggie stock concentrate. And hopefully I still have enough space in there to
It may not be
unsuccessfully.
quite as fizzy as you would like.
Do we need to?
It is what it is. Oh, didn't quite get it mixing. That's all
No,
right.
that's all right. Don't think I took out enough. That's all right.
Would you like me to work on that for a bit? Or you want to just decant a bit of it into something? Oh, that's the go. Now I'm talking.
I feel like it was a great choice making that when I'm wearing something fairly light coloured. That's all right. Okay.
Okay.
I will just.
All right. Cool.
Pour it on top.
Yep. Looks a little risky, but as you said, I think it'll just soak in and work its way down. Beautiful. But we might put a tray underneath, hey, when we put it in the oven. Cheers. Yeah, a bit flat, sorry. We do have a pesky fly today.
Ah, so good. Not the flat, but the.
Hydration.
Just a little bit of wine.
trick. Very effective.
All right, now we still need to do the cheesy topping.
Indeed.
This could be where it all...
Well, that's why we need a tray underneath, I'd say.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to get the tray out so that we don't just talk about it and then forget it. Not I'm saying that you would, but I
Oh, of course.
may.
Alright. I will come around and attack it from this side, I think.
Okay, so while Heath gets that ready, I'm going to prepare the crumb topping. So what I have is an amalgam of a whole bunch of stuff that I have left over. So I have got some leftover plain chips, like
Like, just potato chips?
yeah, plain potato chips.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that does remind me of another story. I've got a lonely dinner roll,
Okay.
and I've also just got some like leftover cheese board crackers and some leftover cheese board cheese, including some brie. It's mostly brie. So I'm going to give that a good blitz. And we've got a really lovely crumb topping that I am going to attempt to put on a pasta bake, which is already technically overflowing.
Yeah. Perfect. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so we've used up sad old spinach. Bit mince back there. We've used up leftover cheese board cheese. We've used up a couple of packs of high protein pasta that I had bought on clearance.
Because nobody wanted it at the time.
Yeah. Well, it's brown and it's high protein pasta.
Yeah, you can kind of understand.
Yeah. We have used up some wine. We've used up sort of the last of some of the veg that was in the veggie bin before the fruit and veg delivery on Wednesday. We used up a lone bread roll. And the leftover cheese board crackers, and I reckon that is a pretty delicious way to clear the decks heading into the week.
And just basically turn B grade products into an A grade meal.
Which is what I always try to aim to do, sometimes a little more successfully than others, But I reckon with this in the oven for 20 to 30 minutes, that top is going to be beautifully crisp and golden, and it is just going to set us up for success for this coming week. And I hope that you also have had an opportunity to do a few little bits and pieces to save you time in this coming week. And we can't wait to do it all again next week alongside Lauren.